I'm in class. I'm in class, okay?
Okay, namaste to you all.
Namaste, Pavanji.
So, anything you have to ask first? Anyone? Anything? Any question? No question? Any doubts? No doubts. So, whatever you do in life, whatever, whichever path you follow, whichever way you go, try and make it a living experience. So even if you are angry, make it a living experience. Don't just get angry and then smile. If you start doing that, if anger is there, help totally. Let it get inside you totally so that you understand. And when you start doing this, when you are happy, you will make the living, the happiness, your living experience. And then you will always know that you can return back to it anytime. So this is very important, making life experience. And to make life experiences, try not to gather knowledge. Knowledge is not good on this. In the beginning, it is a what do you call it? A necessary evil in the beginning. It's okay. But keep on remembering inside you. You have to drop it. Don't hang on to something. Hanging is dangerous. Don't try to hang. Don't fall in the trap of the slogan, turn inward. That's a slogan nowadays all over the universe, especially in the yogic field. Turn inward, turn inward. You can't turn inward. You have to deeply understand. Right? Like people say, be in the moment. That's a stupid slogan. You are always in the moment. You can't be outside the moment. You are always in the present. You are always here. You are So even with that slogan, turn inwards, then you have to do something, right? You have to learn how to be inward. You don't have to learn anything. You simply need to learn how to close your eyes. That you already know. You don't have to learn anything. So don't fall into these traps. These are traps. As you start moving more and more deeper into this journey, you will understand these are all traps. Just like the holy scriptures, the so-called human-made God. These are all traps. Try to remain out of this trap. That is why you need to have living experience. Okay, this is important. So think about this. Your body is important. Your mind is also important. But the you is not important. The you is there as it is. It's good. You need a body, you need a mind. Outside world, yes, you need it. But don't get totally attached to that portion. You need a mind, you need a body to run in this on this physical ground in a race. There is a race, it will always be there. You will need a mind, you will need a body. But don't let this thought come into you that you are the body, you are the mind. So stop having that thought. So, so the body is gathered, we talked in the morning, from food. Your mind is gathered from memory, conditioning, and knowledge. Spiritual experience, if we talk about spiritual experience or the spiritual path, when we talk about a spirit, a self, a soul, that is a word. Don't get confused. That is simply a word because we are talking about spiritual journey, spiritual life, spiritual experience. Okay? There is no soul such. There is no spirit such. There is no self such. There is nothing. There is a living entity for sure. We don't know how it looks. These are only names. So don't get confused with these names. My soul, myself, my spirit angel, my soulmates, self-respect. Don't get lost in all these DS kind of talk. They are dangerous. They will only keep you hanging. They won't let advancement happen. In the start, it's good. You have a soul, you have a spirit, you have a self. In the start, it is always good because you will be doing something against your mind. Your mind is more concerned about outside. Now you are trying to move inside. So yeah, it's okay. You are looking for yourself, looking for your spirit. So it's okay. But remember, you have to drop everything. So you need to start remembering this. Don't try to make this spiritual thing as if you are growing horns or growing a tail again. We came there. We have come across all those. We have horns, we have tails. That's past. Now we don't need them again. But that also means don't think that your spiritual journey is more amazing than someone else's. Now, there's nothing to compare. Your spiritual journey is your journey. Somebody else's spiritual journey.
Pavanchi, is it only me? I cannot hear properly, or it's there's an echo. Yeah,
Yes, me too.
cannot hear.
Cannot hear.
Having a really hard time.
We
We have
Yeah,
to
have
me too.
echo. Yeah.
It sounds like you're far away from your mic.
Can you hear me now?
No, it's the same.
Does your headset have a mic?
Yeah, it does have a mic. I have been using this for last 3 days now.
Is it connected?
Everything is connected. And that is why I can hear you all.
I can hear fine.
Now can you hear me or not?
Yes. Kyoja?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, it's better than before. Hopefully, after we.
So if you have headphones, use headphones to hear.
Yeah.
Maybe that.
I'm-
Maybe that.
Mhm.
Maybe
I
that
tried, but it doesn't work with headphone.
Yeah, it's not working with the headphones either.
No.
So you can't
We can
me?
hear the one. We can hear you, but there's an echo, so we cannot hear very clear.
Echo. What is that?
Oh.
For me, I can't follow. I don't understand. So I have to read lips.
You have to?
Read lips or make connection telepathic.
Read lips is not possible. It's not going to happen. I speak very slow. So reading lips won't help. Telepathic, I don't know. I don't have those supernatural powers. And what else? So this is the same thing which I was using in the morning, and I don't think people have any problem now. What?
Morning also, it was not very clear, but it was still okay.
Okay. Okay.
To me, it just sounds as if there's a lot of distance between you and your microphone.
Me and my microphone are very, very close because it is connected to the headphone here.
I
It's just
see.
here. But I don't know. Okay, let me restart. Okay. But this will be ending meeting for all, I think, or I lead the meeting. So I assign someone as a host for a moment. So,
Everybody's so silent.
you can't hear me?
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me. But Fabiola ji, you need to make me the host again.
Okay. I don't know. What do I do?
You just go to my name and in the more section, you will see make a host. Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's done. Okay, let's see now. Who cannot hear me and who can hear me?
I can hear.
I can hear you better now.
It's better than before.
Okay, it's better than it's okay. So keep your mics off. I mean, get yourself muted. That might help. Okay, now you are all muted. Okay, maybe you can hear me a little more better. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so where were we? Anyone? Where were we?
We were at that everybody's journey is different. Yeah, no one is special in this journey. We all experience different feelings on our path.
Mhm. So we experience different on the journey. Okay. So that is why don't grow any horns on this spiritual journey. Don't try to have a tail. Okay? They will not help. What does it mean? It means you are on the path of spirituality on the surface. Until you think you are walking the journey, you are on the surface. You need to dive in deep. You need to go into the core. Once you go into the core, there is no more I. And until the I is dropped, you are on the surface. Any simple word. So right now in this world, a lot of circus is happening. Yoga schools, yoga teachers, amazing writers, books. This is all circus. As if you are a monkey and they can make you dance according to them. So you listen to someone, yes. You listen to someone, yes. What is all this? You wasted your energy here. You wasted your energy here. You are now wasting your energy there. Energy is limited right now. You work for 6, 7, 8 hours and you are like, that is the energy. So if you waste your energy being a monkey, things won't get right. Okay, people are wasting energy doing asanas. Lots. Almost the whole day. 7 to 8 hours of asana. Total circus. You need to have your time limits for everything. So that you can conserve energy. Until you understand this, your energy will keep on depleting. And you have to go to the bed, and you are not even aware of your sleep. lack of energy. Now, so if you had energy, you can be totally aware of your sleep. Because the body is sleeping, the mind is resting. The mind doesn't even rest. Mind is still floating. That is why dreams. Only the body is sleeping, not you. How can you even sleep? You are a light entity. Light entity never sleeps. It keeps on going. This is necessary to understand. For all this, whatever is gathered, too much gathering, not everything, but too much gathering needs to be cleared. You have to clear. Keep on doing this every night, just before going to bed. Clear out. Sit down on your bed if you need to, or sit down on the floor. 15 to 20 minutes every day. Clear out all this extra gatherings. You don't need to be someone special. Don't try to be special. Just be. So if you keep on trying to be special, things are going to be tough on the journey. Because you only have to learn the art of living. And that is spiritual life. Nothing else. So if you start learning how to live your life, that's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else. So, questions, doubts?
So to clear out the mind at night, when we sit down, we just do as usual, just sit down and breathe.
If breathing can help, great. If not, see what you have gathered during the day. And which is not your living experience.
Okay, so we do this section of going through our day and see what we have gathered. We do this.
Yes, yes. You do that. You have to do that. This needs to be your practice, a kind of abhyasa to start with. Okay? Until this becomes a natural process, when nothing gets inside. Until that stops, you have to keep doing this. There's no other way. You have to preserve your energy. You need to learn to preserve your energy. So, during the day, what happens? Either you become a body totally, or you become a mind. Repetitions. Mind is nothing but repetitions. 90% is repetition. I think I gave you a homework some days ago. If you remember it, you know it. And then I gave a homework in the morning. This is your third homework. This all things you have to do every day. These homeworks are important, not because I need to check them. You need to check your own self. You need to understand why isn't something happening? by this time, it's your, how many days of this course? How many days did you finish?
Say again?
How many days of the course have been finished?
We started on the 26th, didn't we?
2 weeks.
So for 2 weeks, lots of things should have happened actually. Lots. You did Giranda Samhita drills. You did Shiva Samhita drills. You did cleansing of your 10 bodies. You did Nadi Shodhanas. Lots of things by now should actually have happened. 2 weeks is like a very long time. It doesn't take 2 weeks actually. So either there is a fault here or a fault there. But the fault is somewhere, for sure. So you check and I will check myself. If the fault is here, I will fix the wires by tonight. If the fault is there, you need to fix your wires. Why the bulb is not lighting still? So don't think about spiritual experiences. Don't think about spiritual life. Don't think about spiritual journey. Simply become life. Be life. You are already alive now. Become. And then be. Be life. That's all you have to do. And that's easy. Because until you do that, your karmas, samskaras, vasanas will keep rotating. The more they rotate, the more you will rotate along with them. So the checking of yourself is there. Last week I met him, I had the same kind of feeling. This week also I met, I had the same kind of feeling. Today I met, I had the same kind of feeling. This you have to check. This is out of karma. No, this is out of samskara. Repetition. Karma only once is created. Samskara is a repetition of the same thing. You have to check. Checklist. Every day, every night, before you fall asleep. These are secrets. These are amazing, deep secrets.
Pavanji, sometimes maybe we do think about what we did throughout the day and what was right and what was wrong or what I shouldn't have done. But then sometimes we don't even know what is right and what is wrong. You know, like maybe the bigger things we already know, but some things we, like what you said, is already in our sanskara. So that just repeats, and we cannot really, that minute differentiation you cannot really make is. So is it that you?
Why can't you make a difference between what is right and what is not right? We are not saying wrong. We are saying right and not right. Okay? So what is right? Right is when a thought appears in me and which makes me feel relaxed. So I think Girija's journey should be amazing. This will make me feel light. Girija does not understand it. This will make me heavy. And it's very, very simple. It's not complicated. It is only complicated when we try to see, or when we try to take a label upon us. Not me. How can I? So until, as I said, the how can I, at least when you are going to sleep, at least just before bed, drop the I. The whole day you keep it, no harm. At least just before going to sleep, drop the I for some time, and you will understand even these subtle samskaras which cannot be seen in the broad daylight. You understand? I think I told you this, right? In a day, there are so many thoughts. Can you write them out? This is the homework I gave. Four,
Oh, that was in Darshan's
classes,
class, I think.
no. This was over here. I talked about my 103 books. I remember. 29,878 thoughts. Generally, people have 32 to 36,000. I had 29,878 thoughts, and I wrote them. It can take you a night. It can even take you the whole day of the other. Doesn't matter. It is your, this is what we talked in the morning, your intensity. How intense are you to be here on this path? How dedicated you are, how devoted you are. Until your intensity is not there, until your dedication is not there, until you are not totally devoted, you won't do anything. You'll only think, listening won't help. Reading books won't help. YouTube videos won't help. Attending yoga classes won't help. Reading Patanjali Sutras won't help. Nothing will help. Because that is all outside. The journey is inside. And when I show this, don't think there is a path here. I have to show this because I can't show here. You won't see here because if I show here, you will see a body. That is why I keep talking about a path, a path. The path is wonderful. Nowhere. So do this, Girijaji. 7 days, write your thoughts. And then these subtle samskaras, you will understand them. Why do they keep happening? Bigger things, right, not right, you understand. Good, bad, you understand. They are okay, they are big. They can be resolved. They are only karma. They are only karmic debts. You have to see your vasanas and samskaras. I said in the morning, karmic debts, you can destroy them in this lifetime itself. It is only about those samskaras and vasanas you have to work hard. You really have to dig deeper.
What exactly is vasana?
The desire to have more. Anything. Okay? It can be any ways, not just material. It can be from people. I am doing the best, people should love me. It's a desire. My kids should obey me. It's a desire. It's a vasana. wanting more from what you already have, wanting a little more. That is Vashna. I am trying to be very good. People should be good to me. Vashna. It has nothing to do with karma. It has nothing to do with samskara. It is a want, a desire.
Yeah, can I interrupt saying that this is what I feel like right now, what you said, wanting more, how the like people appreciate you, you want more, or the kids should obey you, you want more. These are the things we don't really realize in life, that is also not good thought.
You
You know,
realize it. You realize it, that is why you know it. If you don't know it, that's another part. But if you know it, that these are some of the thoughts, that means you know it. If you know it, they can be removed. Only things is which you don't even realize, don't even know, that we cannot remove. But with what we know, what we see, we can remove that. In a day, how many times did you want to be obeyed by your children? At night, write it. How many times? In the day, how many times you thought I was good to my neighbors should respect me, appreciate me? Write it down. How many times? Remember it. Whole day. Whole day, whatever happens at night, it should be clear in front of you. What happens then is, when they become less and less at night, you become more and more conscious. You become more and more aware. Because even in night, Vasanas keep moving. Samskaras get created. A dream comes. A dream within a dream, and then more dreams. So these are samskaras out of Vasana. Nothing to do with karma. Dreams are not karmas. Karmas are deeds, actions, which happened during the daylight when you are awake. Those were karmas. Now what is happening unconsciously, these are all samskaras and vasana. So this is why before you sleep, if you take a note down of everything, slowly and slowly they will start to lessen, drop. And after a week, when you see, okay, this is the same thought I had for the whole week, then you can work on it. But until you know what you have to work, what will you do? First, you have to know what you have to work on, right? To get into a headstand, you need core strength. You have to work on your core to get into a headstand. Because you now know this is what you lack. Same thing here. You have to know. Because if you don't know, repetition will keep happening. You can't allow the repetition to happen. If everything gets repeated, then you are living a robotic life, a life like a machine. Then anybody can come and you know the toys were there with a key. You just round it and then the toy started jumping and dancing and everything. Don't become that.
Pawanji, I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
So are you implying that we should suppress all kinds of desire?
I'm not implying. How can I imply? And I don't tell people to suppress anything.
No, I'm not saying it's you, but is it what it means?
No, it doesn't mean to suppress. My teachers did not teach me anything to suppress. This is why I said when you are angry, be totally angry. Your kid did something, you didn't like it, stay angry. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, see whole of your anger. Check it. Your kids should feel it. You are angry. Then your anger converts into love. The other side of anger is love.
And
Your energies convert. You have to learn the art of converting your energies. All that is not you, they should be converted into what is you. That's all. This is what I meant in the morning. Okay, next question.
and you said if we have a thought that comes always, and so you said we need to work on it. So what can we do to work on it?
What can you do to work? So whenever I see this person, I feel irritated. 1 week ago I felt, yesterday I felt, even today. So if it is written last week, yesterday and today, for 3 days I met him and irritation came into me. So I look into myself. What is wrong? Somewhere in this middle. Why is this happening? Why not with others the same thing is happening? Why only with him? So what he is lacking, what I think physically he is lacking, is something actually I am lacking. You become responsible. This is what we said in the morning. You take total responsibility. You don't complain anything outside. You start to look inside. You have to do that. This is a work. If the same thought is coming again and again, that means you don't have a control over your mind. Now, the thought first has to come into your mind to get inside you from outside. You don't have any control over your mind, so you have to work with your mind. Because suffering, we studied in the morning, kleshas, 5 causes. So this is not avidya. You now know this is a thought which comes again and again. So this is not avidya. This is dvesha. Raga and dvesha. One person gives you pleasure, this person aversion. Dislikes and likes are happening. So you have to work on your dvesha. Somewhere a dvesha is hidden in you, which creates unliking feelings, disliking feelings. You have to work. That means the fault is in you.
So it's always negative?
It is not always. What is negative?
The recurrent thoughts. The
If
thoughts
this is-
that come all the time, they're
Raga,
always
raga and dvesha. Raga and dvesha. This person raga, this person dvesha. You are working on both. Because if this person only gives you pleasure, that is also not going to help you. You will get attached. Because of raga, dvesha happens. Because of positive thinking, negative thinking happens. It is only because of positive, negatives come. Opposites attract each other when you are in your physical body. Okay, yes.
This is what I meant by, like, we can recognize the dvesh and we can always work on that. But when we think of rag, probably raga, we never think it as a unwanted thing because it gives me
Yes.
pleasure. I'm happy. So I never think about, yeah, I never think about avoiding a raga. I would think about, oh, I should not be angry or I should not be disturbed. I should not hurt people. But I would
Yeah.
not think about not loving people or, not, I would not say not loving people, but not being attached to
No,
people,
no, no. It is not. It is not even attached. Raga is a feeling of pleasure. Somebody
Mhm.
gives you something or says nice things about you, and the raga element arises in you. You feel pleasure. So when you
Mm.
feel pleasure, that means ahamkara has arise. Who will
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
who gets pleasure? The body, the me, the I part. That is ahamkara. That is ahamkara only. So you have to drop your ahamkara. This is this is the basic thing. You be. You are a living entity. You be a living entity. That's all. So when you are a living entity, when you are the ocean, you throw gold into it, nothing happens. You throw garbage into it, nothing happens. No raga, no dvesha. Everything sinks into it. Everything becomes a part of it. This is how you drop it. This is why I said this is a thing you have to do. 99% samskaras or vasanas. This is vasana. Pleasure, more pleasure. Then you will try to be more good, more kind. You will now try to do more so that
Mm.
more pleasure comes. If you try to do this, what is this? This is out of samskaras, out of vasana, desiring more, wanting
But
more.
but what if it is not harming anyone? Like.
It is harming. It is harming you. It doesn't have to harm your kids or your husband. It is already harming you. And you know it. It is harming you. This is what is making your attachment more stronger towards them. You know, my kids are listening to me, they obey me, they should little more obey me, little more today, tomorrow, again, 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 every day. What is this? Me getting attached to them more and more and more. You can't do that. We can't do that actually. If we keep on doing that, when to start? We are not immortal, we are mortal. And this can right now finish. Then my last thought was, I want more, and my breath stopped. What was my last thought? I want more. What did the universe hear? He lacks this. Give him this. This is how the things work. You have to understand this. Because this is the reality. The last scene of the movie, the last scene. Okay? If it was a good movie, people clap. If it was a sad movie, people cry. If it was okay, okay, people are happy. If they felt everything love, it was good, they feel happy. This is the last scene. You can forget the whole movie. You remember the last story, last part of the movie. This is also a movie happening here. And I wanted more and suddenly finished. The universe heard he lacks this. So it will create circumstances where this will be less. the life heard, he wants this. So life will put me there where these things will come. But universe will create circumstances where even if I am there, born in the richest person's house, the circumstances alongside me will be very, very hard. My father and mother may die soon. I was born in a rich family, wealthy family. My father and mother died. The universe wanted that leg to happen. Life wanted everything. Wanting more, so want more, get more. This is how things will work later. So we are here, Brahmacharya, the creator of our own life. Do we want to create this life? That is the question. So if you don't want to create, if I don't want to create such a life, right this moment, Raga Dvesha, nothing. I am Santosha, contained, total. Prathyara, Aparagriha, total. And then the universe hears nothing. Life understands nothing. I get my whole chance now to take my time and decide where I need to come from. And this is how life ends. This is why you need to be very, very deep, and you need to take death as a beautiful experience, because this is the last scene. The last scene is me dying. That is my last scene. So how I wrote the script is going to be my next movie. You have to think about the next movie. This movie, you are already given a role. You only do your role. That's all. You do a role. The same hero and the heroine are brother and sister. The same heroine in the next movie, actor and actress, I mean, hero, heroine could be puzzling. Actor and actress are brother and sister. Next movie, they are husband and wife. These are only roles. You only play your role. So this actor who was brother of this actress, in the next movie, he is not acting as a brother. He is acting as a husband. This is how you need to be in this movie. You are a mother, I am a father. That's my role. What is there to get this? Nothing. This is only a role. In a blink of an eye, it can end. So, next movie, what to create, how to create. That is moving this path. So when on the dying scene, the mind didn't say anything and there wasn't any stored last story left, you take 84 days to come back. If you have karmas still to solve, if you have samskaras still to rub off, you will take 84 days to come back. But if the story was there, wanting or lacking anything, you take 7 days to come back. You don't even get to hear the whole story. What is your next play? You are just put into the movie. Play now. That is more hard again. But if you get those 84 days, decide. You roam around the universe. Life entity, you are roaming. You select your own country. You get time. You need to have time to decide your next movie. You need to hear the script first. who the actor and actresses are. You need to know everything, the villains. And then when you come into the movie, you are a step ahead already. Here, you are 2 steps back again. So you will first have to clear those 2 steps and then you will come. So you will find somewhere around 25, 30s, and then your journey will again start. Because after 21, the whole karmic depth starts changing, not before this. But if you design your story in such a way, the moment you are out of the womb and the first food you ate first time, you will already know your role in life. And things will happen. So what do you want? You can't think about this life. This life is already gone. You need to be totally prepared, totally knowing that this life is already gone. Because the role is assigned, you have to play that role. That's all. You can't change anything now. You can't change the outside things anyway. Now you can't change anything. You can change when you reach the next beautiful door. So when you are at that beautiful door, what do you want next? That you can change now. So we can't create a life. When people say this, you are a creator, it does not mean right now we can do everything. At a certain level, yes. But many things are there to stop us. More things to stop us than to put us ahead. Karma, samskaras, vasanas. But we can create a beautiful future. So we create a beautiful future after crossing the gate only. Before that, we only do our best. We don't create it. We do our best so that when we are there, we can create. This is why death should be not a taboo kind of word or a thought. It should be a living experience. You need to be totally prepared, 100% prepared to die. This is when Abhivesha does not happen. Klesha, the 5th klesha, clinging to life. This will not happen when you are totally prepared for the ending. The start is the end. That's it. The moment I came out of the womb, my end is certain. You have to keep remembering this. Okay. Anyways, so important thing, philosophy solves nothing. So don't get lost in philosophy. Philosophies won't solve anything. This is why I don't teach philosophy. Philosophy would have been talking about more of Ida and Pingla and Kundalini. Energy won't help. They won't give any solutions. Okay, they will not solve your problem. Because philosophy is only promises. Like many lovers do, Valentine's Day, lots of promises. So philosophy is like that only. 14th February, that's all. Philosophy is a 14th February thing only. Nothing more than that. It only promises. Because philosophy means mind. And until you stay with mind, Nothing will happen. All you will be doing is you will be generating, creating questions. And then this is the same mind which will answer to the questions created by its own self. And then to find validations, you will go in search of people. You created the question, you created the answer, now you want validation. So that you know. And when you know, danger starts. Life knows nothing. Life only knows life. You are not even able to understand life, your life, you life. You are not even able to understand. How can you understand all this? And this is why people get clingy. My God, my temple, my church, my pope, my Hari. Ignorance creates more ignorance. Be innocent, that will help. Don't be ignorant. Ignorance doesn't help. It may look good on the physical ground, on this material world. On this path, the universe knows. How cunning I am, the universe knows. I don't have to prove my excellence to the universe. It knows I am cunning. You can't cheat the universe. You can cheat the people living on this planet. Yes. Every person in this world, I can cheat. I cannot cheat. Maybe by talking, I can cheat everyone. The universe knows if this is cunning or this is living life. You need to be. This is when we talk about Ishvara Pranidhana. This universe, the bigger life, and this life is towards where I have surrendered. I did not surrender in front of Shiva or Ganesha or Ram or Lakshmi. No. My family members, my parents, they every day, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. We have a temple in our house. I never even enter there. Entering the outside temple, they tried to force me till I was like 6 or 7 years, 8 years maximum. They tried their very best. When I was almost 9, I told them, this is bullshit. I'm not going to do this. If I have to do this, I'm not doing anything else. I'll be only sitting here, and they did not like that idea. So they said, you do your way. And I started living my way. So since the age of 9, I got this total living experience that this is complete bullshit. And I'm not disrespecting any God here. Because the divinity is here. The divinity is in you. The divinity is in my father, in my mother. I can see them. I can experience them. What I can't experience, I won't believe them. This is how you start living life. You start making living experiences. You don't fall in trap. But you can see the whole thing. At 9, I was already maybe knowing this, but it still took me another 27 years to find the root, the center. This is a journey. But because that seed was planted when I was 9, it took 27 years for the tree to grow. So this takes time. We need to understand this. And in between, at the age of 35, I was on a verge of ending my life. If I had ended life another 36 years, more it would have needed. 35 plus 36 to find my center. That would have been 71 years. But the grace of universe, the seed planted then started to grow and it became a tree. Now the roots are getting more and more strong. And I have to water them. My sadhana is watering them every day, taking care of that tree so that the roots grow deeper and deeper, the branches grow upper, higher and higher. So that if the energy from up and energy from below come at the same force, this tree has that capability to handle both energies at the same time. This is how you stay centered. This is what we call finding your balance. You need to understand this because some terms are used everywhere and we are lost in those terms without trying to understand the depth of that term. Okay, anyways, this is life. We'll all get there. Eventually, we are all seeds with potential to grow into that blooming lotus. We will all grow. But let your growing become a little easier. This is what my teachers gave me. This is what I share here. Just helping so that you grow a little more gloriously, a little less painful growth. Okay. Any question now? No questions? That's good. So when you don't have questions, trust arises.
Yeah, so I have a thought. So when I hear you and everything you've been saying, if it has to be the truth, it's hard for me to say because I would like to enjoy this, and I think it's kind of when you say well, this life is finished already and get ready for the next one and no pleasure, and I'm like, wow, I don't see. Then I get a bit discouraged because it seems like there's nothing.
Actually, there's nothing. What is there?
Pawanji,
what
don't
is
say
there?
that.
No, actually, what is there? Ask Sigdamji, says here. Actually, what is there? There is so much Fabiology, what you haven't even experienced.
Yes,
The
that's the thing
pleasure,
because
the pleasure, the happiness you have experienced right away is not even a 1% of what you will experience the moment you become nothing.
yeah.
And in this life itself,
Mm.
if
So
the
because I have not
Sigdamji-
experienced, it's difficult.
No, you have not experienced not because you have not even started trying.
Yeah.
You are still confused. You are still confused. This is why you think when I talk about death, pleasure over. No, the pleasure starts. When I know that I can die any moment, I will be doing the only things which will create pleasure in me. I will not have a single negative or dvesha thought arising in me. I will not see anybody different than me. I will not see that if this person hurted me, I will not even create a thought of hurting that person. This means I am living a life of total pleasure, more pleasure than what I could have done if I knew I will die after 100 years. Right now, if I know the next breath is my last, this breath is my last breath, I'll be only doing blissful things, pleasurable things. That's all. This is a simple understanding. Then you will not try to control anybody. This is your last breath. Whom to control? You will be open, totally open, deep. And every moment you think this is your last breath. And then you see a difference in your whole life. Your whole life will change. 40 years of that life, 3 months of this life. Try and live this life. 3 months of dedicated practice, and then you start to see differences. Then you keep on trying it more and more and more, more and more. You will get so much you can't contain it. It will be overflowing. And this, I cannot say it in words actually. I cannot describe this. And this is another kind of pleasure. It's another kind of nectar right now, which has been served towards me by the universe. I cannot even describe what the scent or smell is. But it's so much amazing. But it can happen right now. I can die right now. This is one thing which keeps on replaying in me. The only thing which replays in me, this is my last breath. This is my mantra. Yeah. Whole day I say it so many times. Even if you want to say mantras, you won't say that many times. And I have been doing this for 2.5 years now. Totally, one mantra. This is my last breath. It keeps on repeating in me. Now it has become a part of me. All my cells and all my hairs, all my veins know this mantra totally. This is another kind of pleasure. Anything to say, Sigdamji, about this?
I will say just incredible pleasure we're living. It's every moment is really, it's like shanti all the time. It's peacefully. And when you open your heart, you feel more sharing and sharing and sharing. When you start sharing, and then you feel you are more growing and growing. You can't stop this, you can't. None of the money cannot give you this kind of pleasure. I earned too much money in my business time. When my life started changing it, I gave up everything. I gave whoever needed. I want to restart my life with new earning money, like from yoga now, little money, but doesn't matter. It's one thing I want to say, because I'm listening all the time, and then you keep saying, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? To everybody, you're asking this. Maybe that makes a little bit afraid to people who they are ready, because the life really will change from upside down, from inside out. It's you are not old Chidam anymore. You're reborn. You are different person because you open your heart to love everything and accept everything and appreciate for everything and share for everything, whatever you have. This everybody have to think to really they are ready to change 100%, because really 100% change, not like little bit, 100%. And my husband, we were perfectly uh, understand each other. Time to time, he always said to me, "I want my old chichi back. That is gone. That is that, not exist anymore." Then one day I said, "You accept me like this because now I cannot love only one person. My heart open for everybody because I am in everybody. I am everything. I am in everything." And then now we are very good because he said, "Okay, I will be with you. I will help you to go more further or whatever." It's yeah, how I will explain. There is no word for this kind of pleasure. Thank you.
This is it.
Awanji,
Yes, G.
I would like to ask, you did mention something like at the age of 37, you actually thought of ending your life.
35.
Why is it so? May you enlighten
It's not.
us?
It's not about something because it was out of attachment. It was out of attachment,
Right.
and it had to do a lot with vidya, a lot with attachment, a lot with actually I would say desires. I
Ah,
wanted life. I wanted life to happen the way I want.
I see.
That's it.
Okay. Right,
I, I,
right.
I, I was not lacking money. Money
Yep.
wasn't a reason because my father, by his grace, he's a good businessman, and
Okay.
I don't even have to earn if I don't wish to. I know
All
that.
right.
I mean, I can sell his property and I can still survive for as many years I want to be on this earth. That's not a big question. But the thing was, I wanted to become something. When I
Okay.
was studying, I wanted to become a MBA. I wanted to be a MBA, have a coat, have a tie, black shoes, have my car, have my office, have a label, MBA power. So I always wanted that. I wanted
Uh,
to travel the world. I wanted to see different countries, meet many people. So these were my desires. And when
mm-mm.
this till the age of 35, when nothing was seen as it is going to be possible, I thought, why not end this life and create another life or go into a life where I will get all this. So this was one reason. It was avidya,
Mm-hmm.
lack of knowledge,
Right.
because I didn't know at that time if I end my life this way, I will get into more lacks. I didn't know it. So that was avidya. The second was desire,
Mm,
deep desires. More wanting more is a desire. So
mm.
these are actually the two main reasons. And then there was also a bit of ahamkara. Again,
Ankara. Okay.
ego. Ego was there.
Yeah.
Why with me? I did my best. I studied best. Why did not I get there where my friends are? I started comparing myself. That means I started creating a guilt feeling in me.
I
So
see. Okay.
these are all things I did,
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.
and I wanted to end it because I thought this is going to be a wastage if I live now. But
Mm.
this is when things happen. This is the state what Patanjali ji says. You get into a state of disillusioned mind.
Yeah.
You get into a state where you think everything is totally bullshit. You don't want to live. The desire to live life ends. You see that whatever you do is going to go wrong. You have no pleasure in living, no pleasure in eating, no pleasure in doing anything. are totally sucked up as if you are a ship. And when you are a ship, Atha Yoga Anushasana. Maybe that was this. Maybe my Atha Yogashana started there itself.
I get what you mean. All right.
This is,
All right.
this was the experience here. This is okay.
Thank you.
Pavanji,
Thank you, Pawanji.
Yes. Yeah.
Pavanji, Asmita is same as Ahankara.
Ashmita is not like Ahankara. Ashmita is like, what do you say? Ahankara is total ego. Ashmita is how do you translate in English? Sometimes I forget.
Because in the morning we were talking about the 5 reasons of klesha that time.
Yeah, avidya, ashmita, raga, dvesha, abhinesha, abhineshwa. Yes, this is all the 5 talks. So ashmita is a kind of, what do you say? It's a kind of
Ego. Why me?
it's the ego, but it's like not like that ahankara ego, because ahankara is actually cannot be described as a ego. It is more than a ego. Ahankara, if you translate into English, it comes into ego, but actually it is more.
So maybe the
Ashmita
intensity of the ego is more in Ahankar, and Ashmita it's lesser.
It's not about intensity. It's actually that ahankara is that you think everything should happen according to you. That kind of ego. When you want everything to happen the way you want. Ashmita is I. I is there. That's it. So it's just ego start. So in India we talk like the beginning of a E. Ego has the spelling EGO. So Ashmita is the beginning of the letter E. It's only the beginning. But Ahankara is more than this word. Ego word, more than that. Because then I want the whole world to be according to me. So I think I am the ruler, I am the power and everything. And then I think I am the God, along with I am the demon, the devil also. That is actually Ahankara. Ahankara, if you have to describe, it's a vast. And because it is shadowed by samskaras, vasanas, karmas, past lives, everything. But klesha, asmita, when I think, I can also do that. Inside me, I know I can't do it, but I can also do it. That's ashmita, a lack of knowledge. True knowledge lacks creates ashmita. Okay. So what you do is simple. If you are in the nature and you see a flower, you see a flower. If you get lost in the flower, then you start to feel the flower. You start to feel the beauty. That is one way. The other way is you start questioning, how is it beautiful? Or you say, this is beautiful. This is wonderful flower. Then things start to change. And then you see another flower and you say, oh, this flower is more beautiful than that. But if you see things as they are, without letting questions or your mind to come into play, then it means this is open. You can't open your heart. Okay, when you say in yoga poses, open your heart, you can't do that literally. You only can let it be open in the sense it will always stay this. You can grow muscles, the chest will seem bigger. The heart is this much, it stays that much. The only thing is, all those what is not needed, they move out. When they move out, this becomes empty. When this is empty, that means it is bigger. Emptying yourself is how you make yourself big. Filling is making yourself small. So when this is filled, it's actually small. And when you let everything be out, you now make it big. The mind is only this much. Anytime. If you have 1,000 thoughts, it is this much. If you have 0 thoughts, it is this much. The thing is, if you have 1,000 thoughts, the 1,001 thought which is useful will find trouble to get in. But if this is empty, that thought will move inside easily. That's all. This is all what we mean by opening your heart, open your mind, and all those things. Because literally they are, in reality, they don't exist. There doesn't exist an open heart. There doesn't exist an open mind. How can they even exist? They are already there as they are. Okay, so you need to understand this. This is how when you don't let people's comments, people's things affect you. Because now you are saying, feeling. That's all you are doing. You are not letting the mind come into existence, into play. So there is no question. Whoever he is, whatever other people say about him, that does not affect you. You are open. You allow that person to enter. And then whatever happens is beyond explanations, beyond words. Then you are in another kind of state. I call it like intoxicated state, but in a good way. You are intoxicated in such a way, nothing changes your inner being. The life entity stays as it is. Okay, so you have to practice this. That's the only way. So in the beginning, use the borrowed knowledge. No harm in it. When I say drop knowledge, it does not mean you drop what you hear or what you hear on YouTube or in other books. But you need to remember you have to drop all. You just can't keep hanging. Don't keep hanging. This is what we mean when we say drop all knowledge. You need to get those terms right, those understandings a little more clear. Like Sigdamji said, when I say, are you ready, that makes people think, oh my God, what is he even asking? But the thing is, until you are ready, nothing will happen. Because you have to drop. And are you ready means, I never said, say, I am ready. I'm not using that word. I'm always using the you word. You is a bigger word. You are totally, that means all your 4 dimensions of life are ready. Well, from heart, you may think this is a beautiful path. I will open up, full of compassion. Your emotions will also say, your energies will also may act, but your mind may not act. So all those 4 dimensions of your life, they have to become working on the same manner. And when they work on the same manner, there itself, it happens. You don't even have to answer, are you ready? When all 4 dimensions of life work in the same path, you are totally ready. That is why they are working in the same direction. So this is what we mean when we talk about these things. So sometimes questions, words creates confusion. Don't try to be confused. I will not try to confuse you. I will try to make it a lot easier. Okay, so practice sitting alone as much as you can, as much as possible. Start with 30 minutes or an hour. Just sit. And don't have to do anything. Okay, now, how many people are there on the video? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So please sit. The 5 people, please sit. Please sit down. VGG,
Yes, Pavanji.
are you sitting?
1 second. I just need to switch off.
Girijaji, what are you doing?
I'm sitting here.
Juliji, sitting? Siddhanji sitting, Fabiola is sitting,
Yes.
Majaji sitting, I think so. Fabiola is sitting. Okay. Now, become the sitting. Now become the sitting. Okay. Was there any difference? Majaji, Vijiji, Fabiola-ji, Siddhamji, Girijaji, Juliji. Was there difference?
The instructions made us more aware, and we were kind of a little bit calm. I was like calm
When?
after the instructions, after you said be sitting after that.
That is the whole thing. When we try to do something, we are not in a relaxed state. So if I try to make others happy or I want to be happy, I am not in a relaxed state. When making others happy becomes natural, feeling happy becomes natural, I am relaxed. And when you are relaxed, you are experiencing life. Small example this one. Just by your sitting, you will understand. So when I say try to sit for some time every day, don't try hard. Simply move it to a relaxation. Even if your spine has to be straight, you have to sit in an alignment. Become the sitting. Don't try. Because if you try, you will create tension. And then mind will wander. But if you become the sitting, you are totally relaxed, no tension. The mind has nothing to do. So when we have tension, when we try, when we do, the mind also acts. And when all these 3 things are dropped, trying, doing, creating tension, drops, mind also stops doing. This is how you make your mind your obedient slave. First a good friend and then a slave. because mind needs to be your slave. A good friend is sometimes you might have, oh, he's my friend, a little freedom. That's a danger. So first become friend and then make him your slave. Okay. So this is a simple practice. So this is from Tantra. It does not come from Kundalini, it comes from Tantra. This is how we practice Tantra. You just become. This is how you start. You sit and then you try to become the sitting. You stand, you try to become the standing. You eat, you become the eating. What happens gradually? The witness starts to become a little bigger. And that witness disappears in front of you. So this Pavan is looking at this Pavan. This is the witness Pavan, this is the body Pavan. So anything this does, it does not affect here. Now this is a witness. And this now starts to have a control over this body. This is known as total awareness, total consciousness. This is how you practice. These are small steps, and then you move into bigger steps. So this is a small step. Try doing this for some days. Just practice. Try both ways. First try and then become. And you will start to find a difference. Everything will be different. If you try it for 20, 30 times in a day, in 1 week, you will start to see your own witness. Just as if sitting here, instructing you, guiding you. The thought comes here, the witness sees the thought, doesn't let it enter this physical mind and body. The witness is here, and from here it says, go, and the thought disappears. This is what a witness does. And once you create a witness, then you can start creating distances. You can drop attachments, because you need to drop them. You need to drop your ankara. You need to drop your attachments. From here, it may look hard. From here, it will look easy. Now it is somebody else saying this, doing this. Then you are not there. Otherwise, you will think, how can I get attached from my kids, my husband? How can I? But when this is a witnesser here, it is only seeing this body getting dear. That makes it easy. So these are some drills. If you find doing it directly, you have to use some indirect ways. This is what we call Kriya Yoga in Kundalini. So even while you are, the witness is here. So the energy is moving in that witness. In this body, nothing is happening. This body is only pumping out. That is happening. But the energy is moving here. Because this is the life entity. The energy needs to move here, not here. This will go wasted. After a certain time, next breath, it can go wasted. But whatever the energy was created, it is stored here now. This life entity can move on. You have to create a witness. That's easy. And before that, try and become. Once you try and become, after some time, the witness will be there. Okay, so these are simple tricks. Okay. So that's it. And don't remain in illusion. Whatever mind says, whatever mind does is only a illusion. That is a illusion. It has nothing to do with what Lord Krishna says in Mahabharata. When he said the whole world is illusion, he did not mean the whole world. What he meant was about this whole world. Right now, the whole world is according to my perception. If I see this whole world dirty, the whole world is dirty. It can be amazing for everyone. For me, it is dirty. This is dirty. So right now, the world we are seeing is from our perceptions. This way. You turn this way, your perception will start to change. So if you keep your senses outward and then you see the world, it will be difficult. When you turn this, now you will see the world in a different manner. Because now there is a witness. This turning inwards is already creating a witness. This is a safeguard, this is a safeguard. An aura. Thoughts cannot come in. The whole world changes right in this moment. A simple trick. And this is how you make your energies stoke more. Because to push this Kundalini energy, you need force. That force is energy. The whole day you start saving more and more and more and more energy. And one day, when that energy becomes so forceful that this energy zooms without your knowing. But before that, we are clearing the passages so that it does not block somewhere. This is why we are doing this circus kind of thing. But you need to know that we have to drop all these. You know that. Inside you have to remember this. I have to drop this. Right now I will be doing, and once this is clear, I will drop this. This step gone, next step to take. So you have to keep on doing this. It's only your energy which can push your Kundalini up. Nobody else can do that for you. And the best is try doing Ashwini Mudra as much as you can in a day. You know Ashwini Mudra? Ashwini Mudra, you don't know? Pelvic floor exercise. And as up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep doing this. 30 minutes a day. Twice. This is your medicine. This is your dose you have to take. 30 minutes twice a day. If you can do it like empty stomach waking up, amazing. That would be like amazing. If not, maybe have your tea, coffee, a little bit first, and then some time off, and then do it. That will be also great. But morning, if you can do it, waking up, and if you can do it, that would be amazing.
Could you remind us the name again?
It is known as Ashwini Mudra. In English, they call horse gesture. The horse keeps on doing that. You just need to remember a horse. So when people see a horse, They see the hair, they see the ears, they see the eyes, and I see what is needed. Living experience. Well, it's not about laughing because that is how you become a living experience. That horse is also we, same, me. So everything teaches us. Everything in this universe is our teacher. Everyone, everything is a teacher. You need to be ready to learn from them. Everyone is a teacher. Besides this, everyone is my teacher. So I only have to take the important lesson, apply it by first seeing it, trusting it, feeling it, understanding it, making my living experience. I have to do 5 steps. Once the lesson comes, 5 steps. 4 steps done, the 5th happens on its own. Living experience happens. So you have to keep on. This is why I said, you see a flower, don't even think, oh my God, this is beautiful. Mind working. You see a flower, feel it, experience it, become a part of it. That flower is now, as it's blooming from you, you are that flower. This is how you create life experiences. Then dveshas, ragas disappear. This is how ragas and dveshas start to disappear.
Pavanji, when we think, when we see a flower, because it's a beautiful, we can think about we being a flower. But when we see something not pleasant looking, then how can we think that we can be part of that? For example, if I see a lizard, I would not.
Why not? A lizard is a living teacher. A lizard is teaching you in life, sometimes you have to crawl. You have to have a grip. In life, on this journey, you need to have that grip. If you don't have that grip, the dedication, you might slip down. Lizard is a greatest teacher. Ant is more greater teacher than lizard. Ant always carries 100 times more weight things than it is. You have seen ants? Ants carrying things, carrying sugar.
可能你这个变多啊，就很努力啊。你还很多 push up。哦，对。对，不还要那个。
So this is how you learn. Every animal, every human, everything in this universe is your teacher, my teacher. Everyone. Besides this, everyone is a teacher. This is only a blackboard. They write here. What is important or what is not important, I have a duster, I rub it. Important, not important, I rub it. What was important settles, what was not important becomes dust and flows out. This is how I have seen my whole journey so far. A blackboard, nothing more than that. And then an ant can teach me, a lizard can teach me, a snake can teach me, a rock, a pebble, also teaches me. A pebble in a silent lake there is. A pebble, shoom, creates a ripple. A single thought can disturb the whole silence of a being. This is what a pebble teaches me. A rock, if I hit someone with it, I can bring out blood out of that person. This means the rock has energy. So in life, if something very hard hits me, there will be blood coming for sure. Hurt and pain will be there. But if I understand, this is also energy. This is an energy. Energies and energies collide. Moving forward becomes easy. So everything teaches. There is nothing. The span, it also teaches. It does not teach pen is a dangerous sword. That is bullshit talking. I don't believe in all those. So a pen is more mightier than a sword. I'm not saying about those teachings. This pen teaches. When I write about people, when I write about them, I am writing also what I am not, what I am lacking. Writing creates. Before printing on Instagram, anything, or on Facebook, or writing even poetry, I first always use a pen. A white paper is life. You write there, you become a creator. What words you write will be your own destiny. This is what a pen teaches. You have to become a living experience. Everything, out of everything. This is how you become. Otherwise, you have a pen, pencil, and you think they are only for writing. No. They do a great thing. They teach you lots. With a pencil, if you write, you also have an eraser. Pen, you have to buy costlier eraser. If you don't have that money, ink remover, then what will happen? So, be conscious. Because this is a life, a single page. You have to write it there. Yes.
When you said we should write, so is it like just?
No, I never said you should write. When did I say? I said I write.
Once you said we should write the things so that they get out of us.
Oh, that thing, that is a homework. Yes.
Yeah. So is it like we write down anything that comes to our mind at that moment?
Yes, everything. You keep on writing. Writing, you will start learning. Because pen is a great teacher. It will teach you. It will automatically start to teach you lots. It teaches me lots. It will definitely teach you lots. Because pen is a teacher. So you see, this is how you have everything teaches you. Okay, this is how actually the gods were actually described. They were not like this is a god and this is this and this is this. You have Ganesha, right? You have seen Ganesha. Lord Ganesha, everyone's seen, has a long trunk, has a big stomach, has big ears, small eyes, a small mouth as a vehicle. Everything is a lesson there. You should have a stomach which can store. Somebody trusts you totally and says a secret to you. You should have such a big stomach that everything gets stored in it without affecting you. This is why a big stomach. You don't don't need to create a big stomach. What I'm trying to say is this is why Ganesha is denoted with a big stomach, so that anybody who trusts you can totally trust you that that thing will not come out from you. Okay. Big ears. So that whatever is important enters, whatever is not important enters at twice the speed, exists at twice the speed. Big ears. You should have big ears. Big ears help you to listen instead of hearing. You should listen more and not try to hear. This is why you need big ears. You can't have those big ears like Ganesha. You have to make your ears bigger. You have to practice listening. A long trunk, so that when you have to speak out, it takes time to move out. You cross all those 3 gates, and if more gates are needed, you cross many gates, and then you speak out. This is why the long trunk. A small vehicle, a mouse. Ganesha is so big, fair, and the mouse is just a tiny one. It is the vehicle. This means this vehicle is nothing compared to what is inside, which is going on a journey. You have to respect it. You have to respect that you are being blessed with something, a living entity in you, which has given you a privilege that you are being utilized as a vehicle for it to complete its journey. This is why we say, take care of your body. You need to take care of your body. But you need also to understand you are just a vehicle. So you don't get attached to it, but you take total care of it, so that this big thing completes its journey. And this is what actually Lord Ganesha is trying to say. And people are like, Sankatamochan, take away all my pain, take away all my ignorance. What the hell? He has his own job. He has 2 wives, if you don't know. Yeah, he has to look after his 2 wives, and he has 7 children. He has to look after them, or he will look after us. Why bother him? He has his own family. Nobody is coming to bother you and your husband. Why do you go and bother him and his wife? That's the thing. This is common sense. You won't like that, right? You are sleeping. I'm sleeping with my wife, and suddenly somebody knocks. Oh, this is my problem. What the hell your problem? You have created a big problem for me now. This is what Lord Ganesha is saying to you. Stop your karma, take them. This is why they don't appear. I don't even understand. This is why gods are no more appearing. Okay. So these are certain things you have to understand, right? And then it becomes a lot easier on your part. Okay. So next class we'll be talking about all your 10 nadis. Okay. So why we'll be talking about nadis? Because this body, when it dies, this life entity moves through those 10 nadis outside. Okay. So these 10 nadis are the points where life ends, or say life begins. Because ending is beginning, beginning is ending. So this is why we'll be talking about these 10 nadis. Because out of them, 3 nadis are where your life should not end from. It should not end from there. Now, we can't help them. We can only try to create something so that our life, my life, does not end through those 3 lives and it gets converted into somewhere else. Okay, so this is why we'll be talking about this. So this is your next class, that's for sure. If I am still breathing, this is your next class. Okay. Also next class, I'll just give you, today in the morning I said there are some dangers, right? Mental illness, forgetfulness, and all those kinds of how you can save yourself even from that happening on this journey itself. So some kriyas so that will keep everything balanced, because you never know. Because this is a force. When everything gets totally right and this force starts to move up, in that moment, if something isn't clear, the passage, it will get blocked. And because it gets blocked, that is what it causes. Because it moves through all your chakras, it moves through your spine. So back and front, everything needs to be totally clear. This is why we work on chakras and we work on this spine, all those knives. This is why we work on them, so that when this energy needs to shoot up, it straight away shoots up. It does not stop in the middle. Okay. This is for the next class. That will be more than enough. Okay, for today. Now, any question now before we have a little more talk into something? No question? Good. Okay. So you need to practice more and more pratyahara. That is the only method to start with. So your first method should be this link. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. The 5th one. This should be your first starting point. Pratyahara means
Giving up senses.
Withdrawal of senses.
The senses needs to be turned inwards. This is what I talked in the morning. This is what I am talking again. You need to start practicing pratyahara. So what you see is only your perception. What you hear is only your perception. What you taste, what you touch is all about your perceptions, the way you want. So when we withdraw them, whatever we see is what the universe wants us to see. This is when we call Lord Shiva's third eye opening. When the universe puts the things in us which is important to see, it is when this eye starts to open. Not before that. Before that, only one way. Take a knife, cut it here. Then the third eye can open before that. But that is a shortcut, and it's a dangerous shortcut. So don't attempt this at home if you are alone. Anyway, so this is what happens when you move into pratyahara. Your senses turn inwards, even if you are in this world living together. Then you don't see from your perception. I want you to be like this. The perceptions have changed. This person says something and you see things from their point of view totally. And when you see things from the views of others and you have your own views and you match them and something comes out from you, this is what we call attachment with de-attachment. You don't have to leave your kids away or you go into a Himalaya. The only thing is you are now seeing everything from their point of view. We do that. Sometimes we practice. We talk about it at least. If we not practice, we talk. So now even if my kid is going to hurt himself, I'm not going to stop. Because if he doesn't hurt himself, he will not experience life. I will talk about my experience with him when my kid talks about what he is planning to do. I'll talk about my experience. If this understanding gets here, this was my duty. This was my responsibility. I did this. I cannot stop my kid from experiencing life. Because this is following ahimsa, asteya, brahmacharya. This is following that. But if my kid says, no, this is what I want to do, and you know this is dangerous, and you are now forcing him, he can't do. The thing is, for that moment, you have stopped your kid. For a certain period of time, you have stopped your kid, but that thing is now suppressed in your kid. So until that suppression starts to shoot out, he will obey. But one day that will come out. That time it would be more dangerous than in that time what it would have been. You need to understand. This is responsibility. This is total responsibility. You have to understand this pratyahara a little more deeper. Because pratyahara does not mean letting people die if they wish to. It does not say that. It only says now you are seeing things from a wider range. You remember when you were kids? I was also kid. When we were kids, we used to sometimes try and stand up and fall. You remember those days? When before even walking on your all fours, we had this habit of getting up, holding something, and then our hands so small, they were so small fingers, and they slipped and we fell down. Do you remember all those? Vijiji says yes. Girija, you don't remember? You don't remember. That's the same.
Maybe I remember my kids doing that, but I don't remember myself doing it.
My God. You should remember all those.
But that time, like I was like 2 years old or maybe younger. How do I remember?
I was also 1 year. I was also 1 year or 6 months old. I wasn't born 38.
No, but then I do remember my kids doing that, but I don't remember.
Okay, see this thing now. So when your kids now are doing that, did you stop them from falling?
Yeah, if we're around, yes.
If you are around, yes. If you are not around, they were falling. And
they did.
This is the way they became big, by falling. This was their experience to be there. If people don't allow their kids to jump into into anything, touch water and touch dirt. This is when people don't understand. They can't get totally involved with the universe. If people stop this is a very important thing to understand. At least you did that, or if you have done that, for the next generations to come in front of your eyes, don't stop this. This is their growth. This is their experience. That is their living experience to be there. We should not stop somebody's living experiences. If we stop them, they will have something suppressed in them. My parents, my father was busy. My mother never stopped me and my sister. Never. I still very nicely remember pushing my sister when she was 1 year and I was 2.5. I pushed her from 7 staircases. And she had this cut and she had 9 stitches. My mother didn't come and slap me, or neither did my father come and slap me. They didn't even try to make me understand. They really knew this 2.5 cannot understand. But as I grew big, maybe somewhere around 4, 4.5, 5, and I started going into kindergarten, KG, nurseries, KG, school, they one day talked about it in a very different way. That's how you allow them. After that, till date, I never have even said, stupid, you are so, to my sister. I did not suppress anything. It became a living experience. Yeah, so you have to allow things to happen. It's dangerous, yes. My mother did not, someone said, she does not know how to take care of her children. I think this did not bother her much. At least it did not bother me at all. And now I think that was the best thing she did. Hey, it looks dangerous. But if that life entity had to end there, my pushing or my not pushing wouldn't matter. That life entity would have ended. So this is something you have to keep, and this is what we will now have to do. If you don't remember your fingers still, which were your fingers, some 40, 45, 30, 35, 50, 55 years ago, if you can't see them, you are missing a lot. You have to go many steps back. Because the real life, if you study Zen, Z-E-N, Zen, the first thing they make you practice is to get into the home. I have studied Zen, okay? I still study it online. There is one of my teachers teaches me Zen. I still study it. And this is what they teach. You have to get into the home when you did not have a face. And then you remember your first face, how it was. And then you start to remember how many faces you have put upon this face. Then you start to drop your personality. Then this is how, when we are talking about those samskaras, you have to dig in very, very deep. Every time a pleasure, a raga is there, you don't think it as a samskara. You think as if it is normal. It is not normal. So you have to keep digging, digging, digging to remove. We will have to do the same thing. There's no other method actually. These are the only methods. We have to dig in deep we have to remove everything to make this mirror totally clean and clear. So once this becomes clear, the energy forces, if now even if there is a block here, this will not affect me psychologically or physically. This will stop here. I will understand this is stopping here. I will start working here. Anahata chakra, moving up. But if we don't have this clear, how can we see where the energy is stuck? Okay, then we think that I try my best, I do my best, but life doesn't happen according to me. It doesn't happen according to me because I am blocked somewhere which I even don't know. When this life entity does not even know, how can it say to the bigger life entity what is happening here? Is it lacking or is it wanting? I don't know. Am I lacking? Am I wanting? How can I say to the universe what next? You have to get this thing clear. But we are not studying Zen, so you don't have to think about those things. What I'm trying to say is there are so many kinds of studies. I got lucky. I studied Zen. I'm studying Zen. I started Buddhism 7 months ago. I studied it. And nothing for religions. Okay, I don't believe in religions. I do believe in religious beings. So this Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianism, Muslim, I don't believe in all those, but the essence of those religions, I really believe in. Everyone has their own essence. Because Muslims talk about water a lot. That's a great teaching. 72% is water. 67 to 70% of this universe is water. They really talk about water in depth. They really talk. Same way Buddhism talks about something, Jains talk about something, Christianity talks about many things. Actually, every religion, if you see it from the religious view, they give you a great lesson. So it's interesting. I'm not saying you should do it. You can try it for some time. Amazing. At least the essence. You can at least take the nectar. Think about yourself as a bee, prepared to take nectar from wherever you can find. Then you start experiencing them in life. Then life happens at a different pace. The speed increases, your intensity increases, your sadhana gets more strong, your shraddha becomes more bigger. You have to sometimes try something else. Because if you are doing the same thing every day, the mind may say, it's not leading anywhere. And maybe you also think and you find it bored. Then you have to do something else. You have to keep on changing methods or steps if needed. But remember, you are only taking the essence from everything. That essence is not borrowed knowledge. That essence is a living experience. So this is how you start becoming light. When you start becoming light, then there is nothing called spiritual life. Then it is a life. At the end of the day, you need to be only a light. So that the energy rises. We all have that potential, okay? So it's not about me or somebody else. Each and every one on this planet has the capacity, the capability to let Kundalini rise. These are only steps where we can let it rise at a full speed. This is why we practice. This is why we do so many kinds of asanas. We talk about all these things and then we listen and we try to make it living experiences. We follow the yamas and niyamas at its best so that when that energy starts rising, there is no blockage. But once that energy rises, the next things are beyond words. I can't say that. Nobody is capable of saying that. Nobody. You just have it. Okay, any question? Then we can say a goodbye. So, thank you and namaste.
Thank you, Pawanji.
Pranam.
Thank you, Pawanji.